Murfreesboro, Smyrna. Flagship station for MTSU Sports. The views and opinions on this show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of WGNS, its management, other hosts, or advertisers.
And good evening, everyone. Ed Raymer here with you at the Edwin Lee Raymer Show, and we're glad to be here with you. We're glad you're joining us. And another hot Sunday night, and we've got two candidates here that are asking for your vote for State House here in the great state of Tennessee. Bree Akers is with us, and you're running District 62. Is that correct, Bree?
That's correct.
Okay, and Brent Wendrow is here, and you're in District number 13, right?
My lucky district, indeed.
All right. Someone said Taylor Swift is getting ready to marry that Kelsey boy.
Yeah,
Travis
football boy.
Kelce.
And I heard my wife and I had TV on at the house, and she likes, she's on the number 13. She loves the number 13. I said, well, she'd love me because I was born February 13th. My dad was born March 13th. My youngest brother was born May 13th. So I guess we'd fit in good with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to embrace it.
They are running, and I don't mean running for the county line either. They're here to ask for your support and your vote, and we're going to be talking to them. And Connor, if we can, let's go ahead and kick this thing off and give these folks maximum yield of time if we can. And when I'll tell you what, let's go ahead. I'll do my open. Let's do this. Open us up, and for right now, my name is Edwin Lee Raymer. Yes, for right now, I'm still a private investigator. Welcome aboard.
This is the Edwin Lee Raymer Show with your host, Ed Raymer, on your Good Neighbor station, News Radio, WGNS.
And that's a little rock and roll to kick you off on Sunday night. This is the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. I'm your host, Ed Raymer. We welcome you aboard here. This show is produced at the studios of WGNS, AM 1450, FM 100.5, 101.9, FM right here in the heart of the great volunteer state, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Now, you can reach us tonight and reach these wonderful people with your questions, comments, or thoughts at 615-893-1450. That's 615-893-1450, and you can also send us a text to that number for our producer Connor, and he'll be glad to read it over there. For some of you that might be a little too high or too shy to go on the air or just don't want to do it, and he'll be glad to do it or write it down and pass it around to us, that's fine. Guest tonight, Bree Akers and Brett Wendrow. Glad to have y'all here. And how do you find us? Like I just told you, on the good old-fashioned radio. And don't think lightly of AM or FM radio. It's still around. But you can also find us on Facebook Live right now. You can go to News Radio WGNS on YouTube. We are live on YouTube right now. And yes, that's our beautiful faces you see. Connor, if you'll post those up there on the, I see the clock, but that's okay. You can post our faces up there so we can all see ourselves. We're putting Connor to work here. And, you can find us, and you can find all of my broadcasts that are on there from several years back. And we're glad that the station does that. And you can also download the WGNS app and take WGNS with you wherever you go. Listen whenever you wish. And take a listen to some of the local broadcasts here. Jason Qualls does financial coaching, doing a great job. He has great guests, good advice. I've listened to him when I get a chance. Right now, I think baseball is kind of knocking him out of the pocket. And then Angela Bingham, who was just up here, and we love her, and Angie Renee. They're at 6 o'clock. They do Simplicity and doing a great job feeding people, carrying the word to people. Faith-based program, which is just fantastic. I couldn't be happier, and we're always glad to see them. And Angela just left here, and she left you another plate of food, Connor, so you'll be able to eat tonight. Now, okay, Bree Akers. We believe in old-fashioned. Let the ladies go first.
Okay.
What made you want to do this? How'd you get into this?
Honestly, talking with one of my best friends here, we went to school together. Nobody was stepping up, and they kept posting someone need to run in this district, and he works with my mom, so him.
Now, who is him? Tell me.
Michael Desautel, and my
Michael.
mom and my sister Andrea. They all work at Emmy's together in Shelbyville, and
Okay.
they're like, we've been talking, and you need to run, Bree. You're good at this. You care about politics. You care about people. You need to step up and get involved, and we think you should do this. And since nobody else was stepping up, I was like, okay, let's do this.
Well, I wanted to have you on here because our signal does go into Bedford County. And, of course, we are on, of course, the Internet, and we have people listening all around the world. A lady used to work with me. Her son lived in Germany for a while, and he would get up at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning to listen to his mother on the air here. She was with me when I first started 14 years ago. And he'd get up in the morning, they'd listen to her. It's pretty cool, you know. So we are all around the world, and a lot of my family listen in Southern Kentucky, and they're having some of the same political issues that we are having down here. Brett, man, how did you stumble in here? What are you doing here?
You know what? Hey, I've been knocking on a lot of doors, and I literally had a very long conversation about why the hell would you do this, literally this past week with about 15 minutes at a door down in Blackman. But I've got a servant's heart, raised Christian, and I've worked up there for 2 sessions, both on the back end with a representative and on the other side as a lobbyist. And for the record, I had a wonderful boss, but that taught me that I don't want to be a lobbyist. But
right, yeah. Even though they do make a bunch of money.
Yeah, exactly. And I got a law degree to boot. But between the servant's heart, the experience actually being up there, and my abilities as an attorney, it's the way I can serve my community. It's the way I can give back. And frankly, given the quality of the men and women that I've seen up there on mostly the Republican side,
Okay.
I would be an objective improvement. I don't say that to be kind of self-focused, but I've seen it up there. They can do better.
Bree, you are running, like I said, you're down in the Bedford County area now. Where geographically, what area are you in?
So my where do I live, or what's my district?
Yeah, what's your district? The district.
Okay.
Yeah, the parameters of that.
All of Bedford County, all of Moore County, and then northern Lincoln County. So it is Lincoln County split, really weird, but it's kind of like a little line underneath Fayetteville, and
right.
So yeah, it is a weird way to look at it, and I can't even figure out how they drew that line, but
they can't either. But you know,
but so northern Lincoln County.
Okay. Brett, you what area? Where are you at?
It's a nice, interesting little mix of towns in Rutherford County. It's most of Laverne, Eagleville, Rockvale, and Blackman. And I always like to bring this up: a little unincorporated community called Windrow, which is something my family founded back in the 1790s when the Continental Congress couldn't pay my great something grandfather for his Revolutionary War service. Just on the foothill, just at the foot of Old Windrow Hill, is where the First Methodist Church of Murfreesboro was founded on the Old Windrow Campground in the 1820s. So actually, it's interesting. They drew it such that Lake Forest Laverne, which is very heavily Democratic, was outvoted by that southern chunk that includes the Eagleville, Rockvale, Blackman areas.
Right.
But, I've got a family going back to the Revolution down there, and probably I'm related to a good third of people down there.
Sure. Okay, so you're a local guy. You've been here all your life.
I will say no, I have not. My father went to Tennessee Tech, found himself a pretty lady out in Cookeville, and decided to stay with her.
But you're a Tennessee boy.
Oh yeah, I always say it's 7 generations, pure uncut Tennessee white trash.
Okay, folks, you asked for him, you wanted him, you've got him. All right, now. Bree, will you sort of class this thing up just a little bit, please?
Yeah, it's a good balance here that we have.
Bree, your family is listening from Illinois tonight.
Yes,
They're here.
We're,
Hello to all of you.
I was born in Illinois, but I have lived here. Well, I've lived in Bedford County since I was 4. 38 now. Went to Cascade, kindergarten through 12th grade. So I have definitely been a part of Bedford County almost all of my life. Single mom, raising my kid on my own. She is a little ginger snap, sassy as can be. And
I
yeah,
wonder where she gets that.
I couldn't tell you.
Michael, could you tell?
Yep. And then, like I said, I do Medicare insurance. So I definitely know what it's like sitting down with clients who struggle with bills and medicine. So, and
Right.
all the in-betweens.
And you fight with the attorneys, and you're sitting right next to one, so.
I wouldn't say the attorneys. I have had to talk to a judge on behalf of my client trying to fight an insurance company to get something approved.
You poor thing.
Okay. Brent, what made you want to do this? Because, I mean, why would you want to run for this?
Yeah, again, I've got a servant's heart, and this is the way I can serve a community. That's the long and short of it. Laverne is very much neglected in the popular conscience. It's a wonderful city, very diverse, with a lot of potential there, but frankly, our current representative isn't really doing anything for it. Okay. It's neglected it's away from Murfreesboro, so a lot of the county authorities don't care about it. It's not in Nashville, so the Davidson County people don't care about it. Sure. And then when you get down to Blackman and the rural counties like Rockvale, or rural towns like Rockvale and Eagleville, they're also seeing farmland eaten up. They're seeing they're seeing massive amounts of infrastructure decay, and because we don't have an advocate at the Tennessee Capitol, we aren't really getting these issues resolved. I'm running on road, schools, and houses. It's the things that we're seeing in these neighborhoods that I'm looking to represent, that are just getting eaten away because of legislative inaction, and oftentimes because of legislative action, frankly.
Or legislative inaction.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Like you just described most of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Barry, you're right.
Yeah. Although it's very specifically, these growth issues are very specifically hitting, because, especially like the Blackman, Laverne, all these communities, because Rutherford County is one of the fastest growing counties in the nation, Tennessee.
It's fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you need to, as things grow, you need government to be able to control things, make sure the roads are up to snuff or being expanded as they need to, making sure you're building more schools, making sure that housing supply is keeping up so that people aren't priced out of their homes, and none of that's the state is not helping at all, and frankly our local authorities are getting put in a position where they're in kind of a Kobayashi Maru where they can't really do anything about it. Like, no matter how good they are,
right? Yeah.
No matter how good their intentions are, or how good, they're experiencing growth issues that are just, frankly, insurmountable without significant sacrifices.
Well, and I feel like some of our local officials are actually being put in a box.
Yes, agree wholeheartedly. I've talked with Jason Cole about this. I've talked with commissioners about this.
Right.
And they are doing their best, but on both sides of the aisle, quite frankly, are doing their best. But they are in a position where they they have to
their hands get tied
between a rock and a hard place. Whatever kind of analogy you want to use about it.
Bree, you've never run for office before?
This is my first time.
Your first time, Brett? Is this your first time ever running?
Technically, I was on. Back when I was still living in Nashville, I was on the ballot to be on the Davidson County Democratic Party, but effectively, this is my first time running.
Right. And Bree, what made you want to do this? Let's go over that.
Well, we just have a lot of issues with vouchers taking away from our public school. Our minimum wage being $7.25 definitely needs to be raised. We have road infrastructure issues. We have issues in different towns. We have water issues in my town, for instance, and the town over. So just a lot of things.
Murray County's having their situation down there too.
Yeah.
As I understand, over a dam that probably should have been built 25 or 30 years ago.
Yeah. So it's just all kinds of issues all over. Really, like I said, he described most of Tennessee. So we just need people to step up that really care about the people. Bills that are being passed aren't benefiting anybody in Tennessee. So.
Let me ask, each of you a question here. Do you feel like maybe this is something, and Brenda mentioned with you, inaction, that maybe we've just let things just go because it's okay with me.
It's comfortable. It's not affecting people.
Yeah, it's not until it affects them personally. I'm talking about elected officials.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Until one of their kids can say, "Hey, Dad, we don't have any water pressure," or whatever the case might be. It seems like nothing. It's just not important until it hits them.
Right.
And that's not the role of public service.
Well, even those data
and
centers.
especially the offices you're running for. I mean, you represent a lot of people out there.
Yeah, and I'll add a dimension to it that a lot of people don't know about. Again, I've worked up there.
Right.
Oftentimes, these lobbyists from large companies just kind of hand them some talking points, and the intent with these lobbyists is not to improve the lives of the average Tennessean.
No, not
It
at
is
all.
The wealthy. And the big corporations.
Yeah, it is to improve their bottom line, and they spend a lot of money to do it. So the taxes are obviously everybody likes to vaunt the low taxes, but we have a $2 billion backlog from TDOT. We have our roads falling apart. We have all these municipal issues that we aren't getting support from the state. We like to talk about a rainy day fund, but we're starting to get in a situation where the basement's flooded.
Sure. And as I've said many times before, these officials, even local officials, and I know y'all running for state offices, don't get me wrong, but even there, we're going to kick the can down the road. Well, the can now has become a 55-gallon drum.
Yeah.
And that hurts when you kick it. They can't. It's exactly like the situation, Bree, y'all have got in Murray County.
Murray County's not my county.
But I know that, but down
yeah.
in your neck of the woods, that situation should have been addressed, and that is going to affect other areas.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later, you can't go to Murray County. Guess what? We're going to move on over to Bedford. And that growth, they're coming here, and I saw a stat somewhere. I don't know if it was in the paper or what, but they're still coming here by the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the same
And it's
extent as
not gonna
COVID,
stop.
but thousands, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not going to stop. And they like it here, and good place to live. I love it. My wife and I here, but we were here because of, and locally now, because of the schools. And we've got a Republican-controlled school board that, all they want to do is give money to private schools. That seems to be their top of their agenda. So anyway.
Yeah, and not only that, but every single state legislator, I know every single House representative in Rutherford County. I think both senators too, although I'm open to being corrected on that, voted for the voucher program.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Our representative did as well.
Right. Okay. Bree Akers is here. She's asking for your vote in District 62. Brent Windrow is here. He's asking for your vote in District 13. Wake up, people. Get out to the polls. Make sure you're registered. Go vote. We're going to go to our first break right now if we could, Connor. Glad to have all y'all here. You that are listening, thank you. Thank you to our sponsors. Let's do that if we can, Connor, and we'll come back and talk with our guest a little more after this. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. They've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays. Of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. And we are back with you. Ed Raymer here for the Evan Lee Raymer Show. Bree Akers is here. She's running in District 62. Brett Windrow's running District 13. And Bree, talk about what are you running for? What's going on? Tell us about your platform.
So my platform is Bree for Free Tennessee, which the F is for farmers, because we're all sick of seeing our farmlands be sold left and right. Want to help them as much as possible. If we can get a group together, I have a guy who's great at writing grants and knows the works on how to do that. We also have rights. Obviously, our rights are being attacked everywhere.
Sure.
Economy, and then education with the vouchers, and then the economy. We need to raise, like I said earlier, minimum wage from that federal level of $7.25.
Sure.
So
federal level is still $7.25. Are you kidding me?
Nope, I am not kidding.
Oh, boy.
And Tennessee does not have a minimum wage. It is the federal level that we're at.
I might be giving away my age here, but I was in middle school last time it was raised.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah. And that was up from like $7 or whatever it was. I forget.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge raise.
$7.25 to $7.35 or something like that. I
believe
don't know
it was $5.25. Don't quote me on that, though.
Might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have to
I have been wrong before, so.
Tell us what you're running on, Brett. Tell them.
Pretty simple. Roads, schools, houses. Rutherford County's roads are falling apart. Our schools are overcrowded and getting money sucked out of them. And our houses are too expensive, both for people who have been living here for decades and people who want to live here now.
Sure.
And, you know, I think on every single one of those, inaction is kind of the word of the day, because there are very simple things that the legislature could be doing to resolve all those issues, which they simply aren't.
Well, that's what I said. This, you know, as long as it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll go with the flow.
Yeah. And
what everybody else is doing. Well, you know.
And the Republicans like to vaunt this kind of economic program, GDP growth kind of thing. But the fact is, if you aren't a narrowcast of like country club like good old boy or California transplant, you aren't really seeing a lot of the actual growth that the Republicans are trying to vaunt. Even things as simple in Laverne. Nissan's cutting jobs. The Bridgestone plant closed. The Saks Fifth Avenue warehouse closed. We're losing good-paying jobs up there. I do not see the point of a low unemployment rate if all of those jobs are just going to be Dollar General or McDonald's jobs.
Yeah, because when I moved here in 1980 from Western Kentucky, I mean, Bridgestone, that was a big deal going then.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people work there, and a lot of people have retired in Bridgestone and drawing good pensions, retiring, living a good life, even retired. Those are the jobs you're talking about.
Exactly.
Real, not. No offense, I've eaten enough hamburgers, but
Amen.
and I worked at McDonald's myself. But we're not
Zaxby's.
talking about flipping hamburgers at McDonald's anymore. We're talking about a real job that has real benefits where you can achieve something and retire.
And where people can really retire.
Really retire.
Or
not just quit because I got tired.
Yeah.
Or frankly, if those jobs are all that's left, give they're clearly jobs worth doing. Give them benefits and at least a half decent wage.
Sure. We have a caller on the line. Yeah, caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Ed Raymer. Go ahead.
Mr. Raymer, how you doing?
Hello, is this Jeff?
Jeff, how you doing?
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
I just want to say, you two candidates, Mr. Winder, so we got two good candidates running, you and the other lady, Ms. Wynn. So whoever wins, I know it's going to be a challenge for Miss White here in November. So I'm hoping that whoever does win will give her a run for her money, and she'll be out of there in November.
No, who you talking about? Who?
He's on the housing situation. A lot with the housing too is the corporation that bought up these houses. So that's one of the things too. That's why the rents have gone so high as well. That's kind of the thing on that too. And also the corporation, when they move here, they get a lot of tax breaks when they move here.
Oh yeah. And the REIT situation, real estate investment trust.
Yeah.
The REITs, that has been something, and I've talked with our Rutherford County property assessor about that. As you know, Jeff, you've listened to these broadcasts, and they're not very popular with him. I can say that.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No, and here's another thing about inaction and actions making people's lives worse. A lot of, especially like at Davidson County, but also increasingly places like Rutherford and Williamson want to regulate these things, but because the people who own these real estate trusts, these large corporate donors, like
Buy them up.
They buy up the politicians, and they've restricted local governments from being able to regulate things like Airbnb or corporate ownership of property.
Sure, and that is, they're trying to get a handle on that now. I do believe by putting a limit on as much, but I think it may be too little, too late.
And
Amen.
The thing I want to Lee, you know this too. He was talking about the roads. Tennessee is a pay-as-you-go state. We don't put stuff on credit cards. We're a pay-as-you-go. When we get the money, we do our roads.
Right, we have no debt.
Sure.
And the roads show it.
We got $2 trillion, whatever it is, rainy day. I guess it never rains in Tennessee, does it? Everything.
Well, I guess it doesn't.
Was COVID a rainy day for people? Was that a rainy day, what do you think?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, the clouds are gathering.
It didn't rain during COVID. This is just sunny habits during COVID time.
And
that's what I want to tell on the roads too, and the schools. Like I said, they bought some land to build schools, and they're going to put interchange. All that. That's the future. But I'm sure he knows that, but he'll find it out. If he does, we can get up there. But I just wish y'all both luck. And like Devin Lee said before, we got a lot of good Democrats running. But I told somebody last night, I said, don't matter how many of them run, if we don't vote, and it don't make any difference.
Exactly.
That's exactly right, Jeff.
And I mean, you've got and the thing about, I'm going to say this, July 7th is the deadline. If you want to vote for this election, that's the deadline to be registered.
That's right.
Amen.
In the primary, yes.
That's right.
Primary
That's right.
7th is the deadline to vote in the primary.
Mm-hmm.
The 17th is when early voting goes. But like I said, if you're a Democrat or whatever, you got to get to the polls. And if you want change, I think, David, I don't know about you, but I think people around this country are incumbent tired. I think they're tired of incumbent. Don't you believe so?
I believe, yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think they are.
I believe
Jeff,
that's the case. But I'll just let y'all go. Have a good evening. Have a good week. Have a good 4th of July. Thanks.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Don't
Thank you,
burn
Jeff.
yourself with the fireworks, buddy. And, Bree, you said something before we came in here when you got to talking to some of these people. We all wind up talking about the same thing.
Yes.
If these people are halfway reasonable,
Yes.
and hopefully they are, that, we all talk. You talk about our kids. You talk about schools. You talk about the potholes in the roads, and we've all been there.
The cost of
all
living.
that, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
cost of living, groceries. By the way, I went by one of the supermarkets yesterday, and a dozen eggs, or day before, dozen eggs, $1.35.
Wow.
Hey, I can handle that.
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay.
Excellent.
Okay. And, I wanted to say this to you. Thank you both for doing this, for being here tonight. Thank you, Mike, for coming up.
Thank you for having
I
us.
appreciate it. No,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
for coming up. No, and, we've got a long way to go, but we've been on a long road getting to where we're at here. And like I said, kicking this can down the road. And, of course, we had that situation here with a 20-something% tax increase here in Rutherford County, 2 years ago, I believe, and we all know what caused this. Everybody say, there'd be no tax increase in my administration. Okay, yeah, bully for you, And then you hit us with 23%, Brad? Do you remember it?
That sounds about right. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just unbelievable. So, if you got it, and here's the thing, if you explain taxes to people why we need to do this, a lot of people will understand.
Exactly.
know.
Touchy subject. For my local county stuff, they tried
Sure.
to pass something to help with a property tax freeze for the elderly, which it's a great idea. I'm for it. Right now was not the good time because I guess if you pass it, it does have to go into the budget, and they do have to start implementing things, from my understanding, because that's the state law or in the state constitution. But so, anyways, everybody was advocating for it. Like, why wouldn't you say yes? Why wouldn't you say yes to this? And I myself didn't understand
Yeah.
it until I finally asked, why would you vote this down? Because
Right.
everybody was for helping the elderly that need it, because it would keep them in their houses.
Sure.
But at the
Sure.
time, we're not getting a property tax in our area raised, so it didn't make sense right now.
Right.
But hopefully we can implement it before that does come.
Our county here does have the golden homeowner
Yep.
situation that you can have, and it's not for everyone. If you're making, if you've paid your property tax, you would have no property tax due on your house if you qualify for that particular. I think it's not just for everyone.
And I've been hearing this at the door too. I will say this: I've knocked over 2,000 the doors of over 2,000 people.
Right.
And a lot of when they answer, a lot of them are talking about the property tax freeze because it hasn't, much like the minimum wage, hasn't been changed in so long that you have to essentially be an abject. Increasingly, it's becoming where you have to be in abject poverty before you can qualify. It's
Sure.
not. It's not.
Right.
It's not indexed to anything.
Yeah.
So
Ours
if you
was for qualifications as well. Like,
Yeah.
you did have to qualify for it, but
Sure.
yeah.
You're exactly right. Yeah. Now, let's talk about, because both of you have brought up this farmland situation. I remember some time back, saw a situation, I don't know, maybe on 2020, whatever it was, where there was a state, it may have been out in Iowa, wherever it was, Illinois. On one side of the road, it was strictly farmland. That's what it was dedicated for. There's some type of program you can put it in. Is it Greenbelt or whatever?
yeah, probably Greenbelt.
Whatever. And it's worth, this guy said it's worth maybe $300-400 an acre. Across the road where you can build houses, you can have subdivisions, whatever, $1,500-2,000 an acre, whatever the case was. Is there anything like that on the horizon for Tennessee, or has that just been pushed to the back of the? Or do you know? Do you know? I don't know, because I don't.
I've actually got a personal story. Harold Love, current representative out of Nashville, tried to pass Greenbelt legislation back in 2016, and to my knowledge, he has not. That has not happened yet. He tried his best, but he's a Democrat and a super minority.
Sure.
What I will say is, believe it or not, I might be a lawyer, but my first job was on a farm. I know a lot of the travails of farming.
Sure.
And sometimes the kids won't want to do it, and we're getting to but we need farms.
Sure.
Yeah, even if you're a city person,
Sure.
the more farms you have, the closer to you, the lower, the cost of bread, whatever they're growing out there is. Plus, it's a huge economic engine. We need this farmland, and as the sprawl is coming, we're losing that. So we're losing a way of life, and we're frankly cutting ourselves off at the knees long term, because that will eventually make us more reliant on shipping food in and
we're already very reliant on it as well when we have all this farmland here.
Well, and we're ridding ourselves of the reason we got here. Mm-hmm. We love it here. We love this place. Well, it's not going to be this place if you don't get out and vote and put some Democrats in office.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling you, that bunch is down there now at the State House, and it's just about that bad here locally. I'm telling you, they have all got on board, and I don't want to go down that road, and we're not going to do that. I won't waste your time with that. But, it's all for me and none for thee.
Yeah.
And that's been that way since I was a kid. Believe me, I've seen it. And it doesn't work.
Yeah, long term.
I mean, right now, here in the short range, yeah, it sure looks good, but long term, not going to happen.
Yeah. And frankly, while it is not easy, you can have this cake and eat it too. You can have the cities be cities, because having worked on a farm, I'd never work on a farm again. I don't want to live near a farm. But I respect everybody.
It is
but
hard.
I absolutely unequivocally respect everybody who does, and I think they should have the right to have a peaceful life in the country in the same way that I have a hectic life closer to Nashville.
And be able to make a living and afford it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And live here.
Yeah.
And there are very simple things that the legislature could be doing, and the legislature is frankly the most competent entity to keep the cities in the country that is simply not having come from the country to the city are just not being done.
Right. And there's so much you learn on a farm.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you've got to be one day a mechanic, the next day you've got to know what your crops are going to do, what you're going to do. If you're in cattle or hogs or whatever you're raising, you've got to be a veterinarian one day.
Yep.
We've birthed pigs and calves when I was a kid.
Yep.
It's sometimes it's not a pretty business, but you got to do it.
Yeah, I learned a lot on the farm. The best thing I learned is that I should be a lawyer.
I have not had the farm experience. Very little. I helped dig up potatoes, and that was enough for me.
Bree's gonna stay away from the farm.
I'll have a garden. But I definitely am fighting for my farmers.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sick of seeing their land go and houses go up, and
I'm from the country.
All the land being sold by me.
Yeah, I'm from the country. I know how they live. My neighbor was head of the Farm Bureau up in Cookeville. I know how it is, and I know how difficult it is. You're essentially a small business person.
Exactly.
Wedded to the travails of the market in a very direct way, and navigating a lot of bureaucracy, a lot more than you think that farmers are doing.
And Brad, basically the commodities market. That's it. Pork bellies are a big deal.
Yeah.
Sugar and all this stuff, wheat and soybeans and all that.
Orange juice, yeah.
It's a big deal. Orange juice, yeah.
Orange juice futures, if you've seen Trading Places.
Poultry's a big one in my area.
Poultry, yeah. Of course, Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fat because poultry, believe it or not, right now it's pretty good. I had a barbecued chicken on the grill last week, as a matter of fact. There's still some remnants of it laying in the refrigerator.
We had some last night.
I'm glad both of y'all are here. Now, right now, I want you to tell people, Bree, if you would, tell people how they can get hold of you and where you're going to be in the next few days or week, in a week or whatever.
Well, we'll have the Bell Buckle 4th of July celebration. I know a lot of people come to that, so I will be there. We'll have a booth set up. I will be July 3rd in War Trace.
Now, the 4th of July you'll be where now?
In Bell Buckle.
In Bell Buckle,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
They do a big celebration there. They'll have somebody reading the Declaration of Independence, which I definitely say, please listen to those words carefully and tell me if that does not resonate with today. And then we will my sister wants to do the Fayetteville run on the 4th of July that morning. They do a 5K, so we're going to be there at 7 o'clock to do that.
You're going to run?
Well, I'll probably walk half of that, maybe more than half. But
I don't think I'll be up for that.
I know, 7's early. And then July 11th, Bedford County Democratic Party is putting together. We'll have Justin Pearson, Jerry Green, London Lamar, myself, a county commissioner that's running as Democratic. Johnny Reed, who is running for property assessor, I believe, will also be there. So we have a list of Democrats that will be there at H.B. Griffith Park, so you can meet the candidates.
I want to have Jerry Green on when we get a chance. I'd love to have her on and talk about what's going on with them, because this is a big deal, and this can be done.
Mm-hmm.
This can be done. If you don't believe it, pick up Facebook and see how many people really don't like the other candidates.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, this is, whatever, this is what we got.
A parade of horribles, yeah.
She's got great ideas. Some of them I've also spoke on, like actually taxing your corporations. If you want to get rid of that grocery tax, that could eliminate it right there.
Yeah, the pilot programs, payment in lieu of taxes, sometimes that works pretty good. Now, I think we've had pretty good luck with it here at Nissan, the Nissan situation. They've taken it up on themselves to fund certain things and do that. But not all corporations do that. And, when you're talking about, I don't know about the rest of you, $5 or $10 million a year salary is a pretty big salary to me.
Yeah.
And those guys can afford their companies. They could do that. And they're moving here. Well, they're probably moving here because labor's cheap.
Labor's cheap. They don't pay a state tax. So
Sure.
Yeah.
And but where are you going to be? What's going on with you?
Well, you probably very auspiciously saw me picking up my calendar here. So
on top of everything here.
On Tuesday, actually, I don't think I mentioned this. I'm actually a member of the Laverne Board of Zoning Appeals. So if you actually want to see me do some legalese for some local government stuff, feel free to come out on the 30th. If you need a sleeping aid, it's really nice. And then on Independence Day, I'm actually going to have a booth over at the Laverne Independence Day Festival. So feel free to swing on in and say hi. And then I'm having actually my launch fundraiser on the 11th.
Right.
It's going to be down at Heroes Den down in Murfreesboro from 1 to 3. Tickets are $25 for Young Democrats and union members, $50. And then you can donate more if you want to sponsor. Would love to see you there. Really helps out the campaign. We've knocked about 1,400 doors, about just over 2,000 people. We've raised thousands of dollars. We've got hundreds of places for yard signs. This is a real campaign. Would love your support.
I know you would. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We've got both these candidates here, and we're going to close this thing out in just a minute. Connor, if we could, let's go to our last section of breaks, and we'll be back with you. This is Ed Raymer for the Evan Lee Raymer Show. Back with you right after this. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. They've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. All right, and we are back. Bree Akers is here. Brett Wendrow. They're asking for your vote. Bree's in District 62. Now, that is down in Bedford County, but we wanted to have her up anyway. And, Brett, you're here basically in the Laverne area, District 13, Laverne, Smyrna, somewhere around there.
Yep, Laverne and then Eagleville, Rockville.
Eagleville, Rockville. Okay, I'm sorry.
Look at the district. It's an example of gerrymandering, but I ain't going to let that stop me.
Isn't everything in this country a thing of gerrymandering anymore? I'm so sick of hearing that word. I'm telling you.
I'm sick of them doing it.
But in all fairness, Democrats did it too.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, and
look at the Illinois maps.
I mean, Virginia did vote on theirs, though. They let their people vote on it, and then, of course, it got overturned.
Yeah.
So.
And I will say this: there is one party who has tried to ban it nationwide, and it's not the Republicans.
Right.
This is true too.
Well, you know. And to look at the bigger picture just for a second here, you know, the times we've been in, they will end by law. They will, you're right, Brent, knock on wood, you know. You know, of all the stealing of elections and all that, what was it? I think they found in the last 40 years, maybe.
A handful. It
It's
wasn't
like
that many.
it wasn't even 100 votes. I mean, it's like in all elections that they could conjure up, maybe 30 votes or something that were questionable. When it really got right down to it, it's ridiculous.
In legal terms, we call that pretext. It's just an excuse to do what they want to do.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
and a lot of them here lately that have been called out are actually Republicans that have been the ones getting busted for it. So.
Sure. Yeah. They're busted, and there's no shame. They, but you know, so, but we don't operate that way. And folks, if you want two good candidates, good people, here's two right here. Okay.
Where's the other one?
And an out of work comedian.
That's a side hustle.
Exactly.
So I said,
I've been told I can't make judges laugh, so I have to make somebody.
No, yeah. What always got me is they always said, "No, you don't mess with a radio host, boy, you'll get in trouble." And I've always, what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know anything about these people. Frankly, after visiting with them a while, I really don't want to know anything about this.
Hey,
I'm not that bad.
Hey, joke's on you. I'm a former radio host.
You're a former.
Yeah, I was a DJ on Tennessee Tech Radio way back
Tennessee Tech, right.
2014, 2015. Yeah. What is it? I'm trying to remember. It's Cookeville, Baxter, Monterey.
Yeah.
Cookeville,
okay. Yeah.
Upper Cumberland's only independent radio station.
And what did you play?
Mostly punk rock and alternative music because I was a college student.
Punk rock and alternative?
Yeah.
Me.
You invited me.
Well, there's hope for the world, yeah. Bree, you like punk rock, do you?
I love all music. Me and my brother, like I said, just did a 10-day road trip through Canada, and we listened to a lot of, 90s grunge music on the way back. So Alanis Morissette, Smashing Pumpkins, so,
Yeah.
Love all of it.
Wife and I, we love the Green Day and all those guys, and believe it or not, one girl one night, she couldn't believe I remember who Slipknot was, you know?
She did not. She did Slipknot.
Slipknot. She said, I can't believe Ed Raymer knows he's Slipknot. Yeah, I do. I do get around occasionally. I mean, not like that. I don't mean that. I do. I pay attention to what's going on, and we've got some fine young people that come in here and give of their time. Well, they don't give of their time; they do get paid. The $1.18 an hour, but they're cracking us up. They're breaking us up here. And where are you headed next, Bree? Where are you going this week? What's going on? I know we've got the July 4th holiday Saturday, and that's kind of.
I think right now we're just kind of focusing. Like I said, I have family in town, so we have the 4th of July stuff. We're gonna kind of get Boat Builder going and figure out different things like that, and kind of get our campaign ready to start doing the door knocking, because we haven't started that part yet.
Because a lot of there's so many different things going on. And I looked at Rutherford County Democrat Party that Matt put out last night. Matt Fee's doing a great job for us. And there's a lot of activities going on between all y'all that are campaigning. And it,
Just did Blackman Barbecue 2 nights ago.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, and you know who didn't have a booth there? You know who didn't sponsor? My opponent.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of them don't know what to do. They've never been challenged before.
Exactly.
And so this is a new experience for them. But I hope they enjoy it, because I'm telling you, they don't know what to do. And where you headed? What's up for you this week? Because let me tell you, this week you got the 4th coming up. A lot of people won't be working on the 3rd. I think a lot of the employees are going to probably shut down. It must be. And you got extremely hot weather moving in.
Yes.
Okay. And someone told me, said, well, Ed, that shouldn't be much of a change with all the hot air you're full of. But I said, okay, thank you. They're no longer one of my favorite friends list. But nonetheless, it's going to get hot out there. And what do you got going this week, Brent? I'm sorry.
Again, the major thing is the 4th of July. I think you guys might have heard about that. So instead, I'm going to emphasize that we're having our lunch fundraiser on July the 11th at Murfreesboro Heroes Den. Wonderful venue. I've been there before. It is, again, this is the closest district in Rutherford County. I don't need to outraise Robert Stevens, but I at least need to get enough to run a good campaign. And this is a good opportunity to make a difference, make it known. If you can't get out there in the hot sun with me door knocking, at least give me some money so that I can buy some yard signs and put them in people's yards.
Now, where is Heroes Den? You're talking about? I'm not familiar with this.
It's like kind of downtownish Murfreesboro. I can give you the address. My friend Brendan Doherty, I'm not sure if he's been on here before, but had his lunch fundraiser there, and after some other things fell through, it's just like, this is a nice venue. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Good enough. All right. And finishing up, we've got about 5 minutes left. Bree, what do you want to tell your constituents?
You can follow me on Facebook. I have my campaign page on there. I also have a website, Bree4Tennessee.com, all spelt out. BRIE like the cheese, and then for Tennessee.
And then on Facebook, it's just regular Bree Acres?
Bree Acres for Tennessee House.
I'm
pretty sure that's what that says. Brianna Acres for Tennessee House. And then also want to reiterate the 11th. If y'all want to hear some of your up-and-coming candidates to go to Bedford County, H.V. Griffith Park, we will be there at 4 o'clock, or to start at 3? 3:30. Okay. Sorry, need to get my times right.
Yeah.
But it starts then, so you can hear a lot of candidates that will be running for the Democratic parties for your House, Senate in the state, as well as for U.S. congressional, and then some local candidates for commissioner, things like that. And, of course, the 3rd and 4th, if y'all want to meet me, I will be in Wartrace on the 3rd and Bell Buckle on the 4th.
Well, here after August, we have a lot of local elections taking place, and then that will clear out, and then, of course, y'all are going to be running all the way up till November.
Mm-hmm.
So the next 2 months, I would say, and I don't mean anything by this, but I'd say next time I see you after 2 months, you'll probably be a lot thinner. Because this
I hope so.
Sweating it out.
Brett, what you got going on this week? You say you're going to be there and that's going to be a fundraiser. You get $25 to come?
Yeah, 25 if you're your younger union member, so I presume that means you, Ed. and then 50 just for a regular ticket. And then as far as getting in touch with me, first of all, I'm just going to put out a number that you can reach me at directly, 615-624-4239. I've been telling every single person I'm door knocking at that is a good number to get me.
Sure.
And I have texted and called with people, including the caller earlier tonight, who highly recommended you.
Sure.
Outside of that, most active on Instagram, at Win with Windrow. My last name's Windrow, Windrow. And you can just put Win with Windrow. And then on Facebook, I'm just at Brett Windrow for State House. Also, I got a TikTok that I don't use that much, and it's the same thing, Win with Windrow.
Okay. All right. Good enough. Well, we're glad both of you are here, and I know it's starting to heat up, literally heat up now.
Yep.
And then this time of year, I've been through this now for about, when I first got here, I said, because I'm a private investigator, and I had the Edwin Lee Raymer, the PI show with Edwin Lee Raymer. So after about 2-3 years, that I had promised myself and I promised my wife, I will not do politics. I'm not going to do politics.
Famous last words.
feel like
Yeah,
we've all
you got
said that.
right. Yeah. So after about 2 or 3 years, and I just run out. And of course, you being an attorney, there's certain I can't talk about cases. We can't come on here and
Oh, I know. No, I've had to hire PIs before.
Yeah, and can't do it. I could lose my license, get sued, the whole 9 yards. So we'd gone about as far as I could go. I'd just gone as far as I could go with it. And I said, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, I guess we're going to start doing some politics. Because, I mean,
How can you
believe it or not, there were none of you running back, 7, 8 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, whatever. This is I'm tickled to death to be here tonight with y'all.
Hey.
I really am. Because there wasn't anybody, they just, I ain't getting up there and that. They just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And Democrat Party was in pretty bad shape. But we're getting there.
And let me say this, too. I've worked up there. If you do not think you are smart enough, you are smart enough. I promise you. I've interacted with these people. They think they're smart. I promise you are smart enough to do it. And if you don't, and if your response is, no, Brett, I'm really not, that's okay. That's not a prerequisite either. I promise you.
Brett, I want to ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
How many politicians did you see up there that just throw a bunch of legislation out there? Republicans and Democrats, and they just hope some of it will stick.
There's usually at least a plan to it, but a lot of the plan is electioneering, quite frankly, for a lot of the stupider bills or a lot of the more, I mean, like the Charlie Kirk Highway thing, or or I'm trying to go back. A lot of the anti-immigrant bills are not intended to actually pass, but just to go with their constituents. The renaming the Nashville Airport Trump Airport, and that's part of the issue. There's a lot of
performance.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
They do not have any actual policy to make people's lives better, so they just have to dredge. I realize I realize that FCA rules won't let me say what I really think about them, but a bunch of BS legislation, frankly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've seen this because I'm on, and we've been down there on a couple of bills in past years. And you're exactly right.
The scariest thing, though, is more and more of those bills are administration bills that are passing, and that's what's really scary.
Pretty scary.
Because that wasn't a thing when I was first up there in 2016, 2019.
Bree Akers for District 62. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Mike,
having
thank
me.
you for coming down.
I need to mention one thing.
Go ahead.
July 24th, I will also be at Linfield Gardens in Bell Buckle for a candidate meet and greet.
Good
Forgot
enough.
to mention that one.
Right on.
Brett Windrow, thank you, Brett.
Thank you for
District
having
13. Glad to be here. Connor, thanks on the board. Till next Sunday at 8 o'clock. This is Evan Lee Raymer. I'll catch you down the road. Good night.